Hello, everybody.
You can't see my face over the chat, and I love it.
How's everybody doing tonight?
Welcome to our first ever live stream, so please bear with us. We don't know what we're doing.
Oh, it says we're crooked.
We're crooked. Well, those doggoners.
And it's showing the chat on there,
Rotate the screen. Yeah, we gotta rotate the screen. Oh, no. Sorry, guys. We thought we had this figured out, but apparently, this is what we get for doing our first one. Well, we'll figure it out. Anyway, thanks for joining us. We're less than 24 hours away from our big trip. We're all excited about that. We've actually got one bag already in the car. We got our flights, we got booked already, or we got we've checked into our flights already. We're going to be right in the middle of the plane. I'm going to be on the aisle because I need the leg room.
I'm on the aisle.
Well, your ticket says you're on the aisle, but you're not going to want to be on the aisle. Let's face facts.
That's true.
And then I guess our entire group is all checked in now. They've got their seat assignments. So now we just wait until it's time to board the plane.
I think this is going to be easier. Can you hear us?
Yeah, the Troy can see. I want to be on the aisle.
Yeah.
Just as long as you don't want to go down the aisle. Then Michelle's going to start to question things, and we don't want that.
Michelle questions a lot of things with Troy.
I don't know why he decided it wanted to be in portrait mode, but I guess it did.
We'll figure it out.
Yeah.
We'll have a laptop next time. I don't know. Who knows?
I'll be less crooked.
We'll get it figured out at some point. We may just have to hang out.
Anyway, thanks for joining us. This is Q&A, so you ask the questions, we answer them as best we can to our general knowledge. And we go from there.
We have 5 people in chat, so...
Eric, welcome. Troy, for Regular Guy Barbecue. He's the one who convinced us to start this crazy YouTube channel stuff, so thanks to that, Troy. Appreciate you.
Oh, KT Treasures is in the house.
Hi there, KT Treasures. Welcome.
May have to lean in again because they only see half of you.
That's okay. I'll put up my good half. Actually, my good half is when I'm walking away.
No.
Yeah.
No.
Then you don't have to look at the front side.
Oh. Tracy Cakes, too. Everybody's joining.
Tracy Cakes, I was talking with Troy today, and he said, you live up near Fargo? I was like, going, eh?
We kind of wanted people to get to just kind of tune in, ask questions, get to know us a little bit.
Norskies. Oh.
You know what? Could we do this?
There, we're back.
Don't do that.
Did we scare you? Did you think we were leaving yous?
What time do we fly out?
Oh, we get high at 4:20. Flight leaves Minneapolis 4:20. Gonna be landing in Vegas around 5:40 local time.
Then we land in Minneapolis at midnight on.
When we come back.
When we come back.
Well, we've got the suitcases packed, and I don't think we got room in the bag for you, so sorry about that.
I went and got my nails done. Spent the most on my nails that I have ever in my life.
You are gonna definitely have to give them a close-up of your nails, because they are really cool.
It's... let's see if I can back it up there. So I got a it's card suits.
Yeah, we've totally expected it's going to be hot, temperature-wise. The humidities, though, are going to be, like, in the teens. So it won't be completely unbearable like we're used to in the Midwest. It's going to be like having an oven door open at 120 degrees. I don't plan on being out of reach of the shade for very long, basically, because I do get overheated very quickly. And you get burned.
Yeah, I burn in the shade.
I think once we drop the videos from Vegas, you're gonna see a progression of
me becoming a lobster.
Exactly. It's gonna be like a time-lapse photograph of an apple aging.
Hey, I don't get that bad. Rock lobster. Yeah.
Rock lobster.
Rock lobster.
So we are planning on doing a few special events. One night we're going to go down to Old Vegas on Fremont Street. We do have planned going down the zip line.
Superman style.
There's 6 of us in our group, and 5 of us are actually going to be doing that. The 6th one is not a fan of heights, so they're going to be doing some filming from the ground, we hope, and we hope it's very fast. They say you can get up to about 45 miles an hour at one point, but I don't plan on going that fast.
And we're hoping there's a 80s tribute band that's playing that night, so we're hoping that when we go,
we can book a time when they're playing, so
we can zip over the top of them.
Yeah, we actually are going to pay for the little bit extra and get the GoPro helmet for one of us, so we can do that. So we can have that on our channel, so that'll be a lot of fun. Unfortunately, you can't take your own, for whatever insurance reasons, so we're okay with paying a little extra to do that.
Yeah. I mean, at least one of us will be videotaping it. And then Tuesday we're going to the Grand Canyon and Hoover Dam.
A lot of driving that day. We rented the vehicle. We're going to be driving in comfort. We got a luxury SUV. Ooh. But as long as there's air conditioning and we can get where we need to get via Google Maps, we should be fine. I'm actually really excited to see the Grand Canyon. It's one of the things I've always wanted to see. Yep.
And we are planning to possibly go live in Vegas.
At some point.
Who knows? We're going to have a lot of free time Sunday, but I think we're just going to be taking everything in at that point. We kind of talked about doing the vintage sign cemetery, or the sign graveyard that they have there with all the old Vegas signs, and they light them up and you can tour them and see them. It's kind of cool.
I would like to do either that or the Mob Museum.
Something.
Yeah.
Bellagio fountain's a must.
Well, if we talk to the front desk people, maybe we can get a view from our hotel room. That would be amazing. But we want to go down street level and see them as well. Walk over to the Bellagio and then go through the conservatory. Because I'm not a big plant guy. I have a brown thumb, obviously, but that would be neat to see.
Yeah, it changes. The Bellagio conservatory changes every quarter, or three times a year.
6.
6?
It's 6 times a year.
Oh, I thought it was less than that, but they just recently changed it. So yeah, that's going to be different from here in Wisconsin too, because we can actually have an open container and take it from building to building.
Oh, it's Oktoberfest.
Kind of.
one time a year when actually we can get away with it here in town.
Yeah. You can walk right up to a cop with a drink in your hand.
As long as you're of legal age.
Of legal age. It's gonna be fun when we can record Oktoberfest.
Oh, it'll be an adventure. I think we might just have to go downtown one night just to show you how much of an interesting time we have here. It really can be.
It is awesome. She said, never have to set a drink down or pay if you want it right.
Yeah, pretty much.
So this is a big opportunity to get to know us. I know some of you might have questions. Pop them into the chat. And eventually when we figure out the whole YouTube thing and get our backdrop set and kind of start doing some live auctions. I know I have like a Disney lot that I'm starting. I have a stamp lot. So just trying to get some stuff together.
Now, are you talking postage stamps or rubber stamps?
Postage stamps.
Okay.
I don't know nothing about stamps, so when I find them.
There may be some collectors out there.
We're not gonna thrift in Vegas. Really not much room left in our suitcase at the moment.
No.
He packed more clothes than I did.
I think we packed the same amount of clothes. Mine just happened to be a little bit larger because I'm a little bit larger man.
No. I walked in, I'm like, you have to cut down your shorts. It's like, you have like 7 pairs of shorts with. But, I mean, I thought about it, but I don't know if I really want to drag anything back besides souvenirs at this point. Yeah. If we took the car and drove, I would say yes, but not so much flying.
No. I don't think we've had enough time to research where we would want to thrift.
Well, we prepaid for our seats and our tickets, our hotel, and our check bag and everything. So it's $30 to check a bag, and we're already checking one. So maybe next time when we go, because we kind of talked maybe our 10-year anniversary going back. Maybe then buy a suitcase and check it, because I'm noticing now we could probably just get away with a carry-on.
Just one carry-on instead of 2, yeah.
Yeah, well, 2 carry-ons, but we could each get away with just having a carry-on for the few amount of clothes.
Buy a suitcase at Goodwill and check it. That's
what
an idea.
She's talking about. Yeah,
an idea.
That's why I said I don't know if we'd want to check the bag per se. Another bag, that'd be $60 to check 2 bags.
Plus, not having a regular vehicle out there other than renting a car, it doesn't make financial sense.
Yeah.
Because not only do you have to count into play the object that you're buying, but you also have to factor in either the rental car or the lift to get into a profit zone.
Yeah. We're, maybe if we drive, because I got a cousin in Utah, he's got a friend in Utah, so maybe if we drive out that way, we'd probably do the whole thrift thing, or maybe do 2 carry-ons that are free, and then check a bag on the way home, like Harry Tornado did when he went to Utah. So parking will cost you with a rental.
Yeah, parking will cost you anyway, so.
Yeah, parking personally costs. So we're renting it for one day just to do the whole drive out to the canyon and Hoover Dam, and
dropping it off that night before we go back to the hotel for the night. So.
Or the casino.
Yeah. Well, our hotel is in the casino, so.
Yeah.
Yeah, basically what I'll do is I'll drop you off the door and then take the car back to the rental agency.
Yeah, we're
So we don't have to worry about the parking fee.
we're staying actually across from the Bellagio. So we got a perfect view of the fountains.
Costs me every time I park at the buffet.
Make a deal as if she's in the chat. I haven't seen her yet, but she said she wanted to get together, so I'm gonna have to look her up, or I told her how to look me up. So it'd be kind of fun to meet a fellow YouTuber out in Vegas. Well, and he has a friend in Vegas too.
Yes, I've been actually trying to get a hold of them, and they haven't responded back in a couple of weeks, so I don't know if we'll be able to meet up with them on Fremont Street or not. Hopefully we will. That'd be great. She may be in Conky's chat tonight. Well, that's very possible.
Yeah, we tried to avoid Conky's chat, or Conky's.
Yeah, we didn't want to have any overlap. That way,
I thought he went on at 7 our time, but
what hotel are we staying at? We are staying at Bally's. It's the old MGM Grand. I'm excited about it because it's A, mid-strip, and B, that was the site of the big fire back in 1980, I believe it was. So there's some historical aspect to it. So that is interesting to me.
oh yeah. And Eric, we're actually going with 2 other couples, some friends of ours, and our one friend Derek. It's his 40th birthday on next Saturday, so a week from today. And he's like, for my 40th birthday, I want to go out with a bang and just take a birthday trip. And we used our stimulus money and booked the trip. And the other couple that is going with us, it's their 10-year wedding anniversary on Friday next week, or this coming Friday. So we thought,
Between those two events, and I turned 50 last month, so we figured let's all have one big shindig out in the middle of the desert and have some fun.
yep. So yeah, for each of the couples, we've
all wanted to go.
Yeah, so. It's all our first time. So, but how much have we spent just between hotel and tickets? It was under $500 just for hotel and tickets when we booked.
I would say it was almost $6 for a hotel and airfare.
Yeah.
And then you add on the other costs. So we're splurging a little bit, and we decided we're going to rent a limo to take us from the airport to the hotel. And have them stop by the Vegas sign, take a photo, do what we need to do there. But why not drive down the strip in a limo your first time there? Have some fun with it.
Well, we were kind of concerned with the COVID restrictions just a little bit, but when we found out that the pools were opening up beginning of May or June. I mean, we booked this trip back in March.
Yeah.
Mid-March. So, I mean, well, and starting our YouTube channel, we came up with the name MidwestCapades because, and this is how we came up with it, because we're from the Midwest, so I wanted to have Midwest in our name, but every channel has adventures or treasures or what was it that, so
we wanted something just a hair different.
I thought it would be kind of cool to be Midwest Adventures, but then we were talking with Troy for Regular Guy Barbecue at his house, and we looked up for a synonym for adventures, and we came up with escapades, and Troy put the two together, and Chris was dozing off, and he perked right up as soon as Troy said,
and that's it,
MidwestCapades.
I'm like, that's the name.
Yep. So we just kind of put the two words together, and
old man, I gotta take a nap now and again. Midwest shenanigans, that's a little too long.
Yeah. Well, and I mean, we didn't want to be just one thing.
One thing, yeah. We're not going to be just travel, or we're not going to be just thrifting, or we're not just going to be this, that, and the other thing. We want to be a little bit of a smorgasbord of events on our channel that people can be interested in. Say, hey, I like those people. They know how to do it.
Yep. And I started watching right at shutdown. I was still part of the essential workers. Chris was too a little bit, but his
little bit.
Well, your job was threatened to be closed more than mine was.
That's not by much.
Not by much, but so I had more time off because our work slowed completely down, and I started watching YouTube videos, storage units, and what the Hales came up. Jeebus came up, treasure hunting with Jeebus, Grimes finds. I just started binge watching a bunch of different YouTube channels on buying storage units. And then I got to talking to Troy, and of course, he kind of seemed interested in it too. And it took until, that was about March, it took until September for me to buy my first unit. Finally just break down and do the, buy the storage unit. And the first storage unit was amazing. For being shut down during COVID, I found toilet paper, 12 or 24 rolls, wasn't it?
24 rolls of toilet paper on like 2 or 3 boxes of garbage bags that we haven't even made a dent in over a year.
Yeah, 2 80-count trash bags and 2 45-count trash bags.
No, that was not the hoarder unit.
Hoarder unit?
He thought it was hoarding toilet paper. No, it was a lot of cleaning supplies. We do
I
know
think
that.
I think it was like a doomsday prepper unit or something, because we had 3 packages of Tide Pods, 2 big jugs of laundry detergent, the detergent unit. 2 jugs of detergent, a big box of powdered laundry detergent, paper towel, 6 boxes of toothpaste, 2 big bottles of Pine Sol. And it was, I messaged my friends and family, and I'm like, we cannot use all this? Who needs what? Because all the laundry detergent went out. We kept 1 big jug for ourselves and gave all the other stuff away.
But it didn't take long to turn a profit on that unit. It was
No,
only like
I sold
$50.
It was $75, and I sold, there was a jumpsuit in there that was like practically brand new. I sold that for $100 and made the money back on it. We still have the table we got a list on Facebook Marketplace, but it's about a $200 stone table. And I had to move, it's a coffee table, I had to move it by myself. So I'm dragging it down the hall because I couldn't lift it. So, yeah, that was the first unit.
Getting it into the car was an adventure.
Yeah, well, yeah. I leaned it up against the car and picked up the other end and slid it right in. I only had like 30 minutes to clean out the unit because I got there at 5:30 or 5 o'clock, and by the time she got all the paperwork done, it was 5:30, and they closed at 6. So.
Yeah, it is heavy.
Yeah, that was a very good unit for a pandemic. I think in total we've purchased 10 or 12 units.
Yeah.
And the only unit that really I haven't turned a profit on yet, and that's just because I haven't listed anything on Poshmark. I may have sold a couple things at rummage sale, but would be, I spent $40 on a unit in Rochester right about April, and I really haven't turn too much of a profit on that one yet, just because I haven't listed too many things.
We've had a lot on our plate the last few months, so that's understandable.
Yeah, Eric, I'm looking to being fun employed. If our YouTube channel takes off and we could get some more subscribers, and I start listing more on Poshmark, I think, and Poshmark and eBay, I should say.
Yeah.
I think, and I'm hoping, I hit 19 years at work in October, the end of October. So I'm hoping by 2023, right just after my 20-year mark, I can quit my job and be fun employed. He's still up in the air, but he's got more age than he can.
Yeah. Eventually, I'd like to be fun employed, but I want to make sure that we've got things squared away from fun employment before I take that leap.
Yeah. My health insurance is better at work than his.
That's going to be the biggest.
That will be the biggest
hurdle, is making sure that we have enough to afford a decent health plan.
And if I can retire, just because of my years at work, if I can retire, I can keep my work insurance.
Really?
Yeah.
I did not know that.
Yep.
I can.
Hopefully my job, we're crossing fingers, but a bunch of us are hoping that our work kind of starts taking care of more of its employees. So
at your work anyway, my work is tremendous about trying to keep the people that they have and grow around them.
Yeah. Yeah. His owner, the owners of his franchise store are amazing. Amazing people.
They're great people. They've been in the restaurant business for a number of years, both as workers for their parents who sold the business to them, but also as owners, and the things that they have learned throughout the years and the things that they have learned through going through different class. The actual owner is has a graduate's degree in servant leadership. And he's a huge believer in that. And he's also a huge believer in what am I trying to say here? Extreme ownership. If you've ever heard of, listened to, or read Jocko Willink, his podcasts, his books, my owner takes a lot of cues from that. And he's not afraid to pay people. He's not afraid to show his appreciation financially or otherwise. I mean, every single day, our owner is in there. He says, "Thank you for all your hard work." My general manager, the restaurant leaders, all of them always are very appreciative of all the hard work that people do, and they say it every day. So it does, you hear it every day. You might think, whatever, but no, it's so nice to hear, and it's so refreshing after having worked in different restaurants for over 30 years for it to be that much of an appreciation for what people do. Because a lot of people, the ones that are screaming, "Oh, they just flip burgers," it's not that hard. It's very difficult work, and I will fight anybody tooth and nail on how hard we work every single day. And it bothers me when people are rude and don't show appreciation to the fact that we are trying to serve you in a way that you want to come back and dine again.
If you haven't all figured out where Chris works, he wears it loud and proud. Everything. His cup. He works for Cullivers. So yeah. And
just got to say hi to Craig Culver himself yesterday.
Yep.
Yeah, the guy who founded the business, he'll still stop in random restaurants wherever he goes, and he'll eat and let everybody know that they're doing a great job. So The fact that the founder of the company still does that, that says a lot about the company itself.
When are you all meeting up? Because if you're meeting up by Friday, or I'll be in Minneapolis. Yeah, Michelle and Tracy.
Yeah, we'll land really late Thursday night, but we'll be in the area. We'll be around the Mall of America on Friday morning. So.
Yeah. And Michelle, what happens in Vegas stays in Vegas. I said that to coworkers, and they said that's a lie.
Until you broadcast it on YouTube Live.
Yes. But yeah, his job, his franchise owners are amazing people. I honestly.
So if you're ever in the La Crosse or on Alaska area, make sure you stop at the Culvers on Highway 16 or the Culvers on Oak Avenue. We'll treat you right.
Yep. Troy can attest to that because he always stops there. My uncle stops there too. So, and our store, I work for a grocery store chain here in Wisconsin, Festival Foods, and it's owned by the same family, but it is a lot of servant leadership also, but I think right now they're so into opening stores and expanding the business that it's hurt us employees this last year, even though they're still trying to take care of us. But for me, I've been employed there for almost 19 years now, and it's funny to say that if I got hired before June 14th and I stay employed all through the summer, in September I get a $500 bonus. So, yeah, I mean, it's a okay place to work, but Tracy and Michelle are talking about meeting up.
Good. They should. Michelle's a wonderful person. You see what she types, that's exactly who she is. Just the sweetest woman you could ever meet.
Tracy, have you tried the cake at Mystic Lake? The chocolate cake is to die for.
It is the second best item in their menu.
Second best. Their first is the chicken and wild rice soup.
Oh my goodness. Now I want some wild rice soup. It's 85 degrees and humid, but I want some wild rice soup. I'm excited. No, I just have the soup.
That's all we wait and starve just to eat there for the chicken and wild rice soup. It is to die for. Mm-hmm. And if you guys ever get to the Twin Cities and go to the casino up there, Mystic Lake, awesome soup.
I've never had a bad meal there.
No, not really. I mean, they have sub sandwiches. Hey, Troy and Michelle, the sub sandwich place is now a pizza place, too. They have individual pizzas.
You're done eating. What were you eating?
You had leftovers.
Oh, yeah, that's probably.
You said that earlier.
That's probably what we'll have tonight too, so we can clean out the fridge before we leave.
No, because we gotta leave stuff for the kid.
We bought groceries.
Your kid.
Yeah, we bought groceries.
Yeah, Little Six has good food too. There's two casinos. One's a smaller one, the Little Six, right up. You take the shuttle right over. There's a little like.
Yeah, that's more like a Perkins style restaurant where you sit down and they have breakfast, lunch, dinner. You know, reasonable prices. The casino, in Mystic Lake itself has several different dining areas. They've got a cafe that's only open like 10 to 6 or 8 to 6 or something, like breakfast and lunch, maybe early dinner. There's a steakhouse which we haven't eaten at yet, probably for good reason. And then they have the promenade where they have what used to be the sandwich is now a pizza stop. The burgers, hot dogs, fries, that kind of
Chinese food too, Asian food.
And then they've got the one other area. It's got a little bit more variety of food, I would say.
Anybody else got questions?
Somebody.
So we stopped talking about food because we haven't eaten dinner yet. So.
Well, who doesn't love pizza? I say this: if you don't love pizza, you're dead.
I saw KT Treasures and then they kind of disappeared. Are they still here?
Yeah, that's what I figured with the steakhouse, that it was more of the high rollers that like to visit there. Ooh, Amtrak. I would like to take an Amtrak sometime. I've never been on. I've always been in areas near Amtrak, but never ridden.
One of the train rides I want to actually take is through Glacier.
Yeah, take it out west. It's got to be out west. That's a way to travel out west, I would think.
I've been to Glacier National Park, and it would be amazing to be on the train through there. If you haven't found me on Facebook, or I know Michael Sams has, and I have Tracy Cake's page, but you can check out my page and see some of my pictures from Glacier and Yellowstone. I've been as far east, Tracy, as New Hampshire, and I never made it into Maine. Maine's just kind of one of those little gray areas.
I would like to go too as well. I've heard beautiful things. I'd be on the coast.
Driving out there wasn't as fun. New York State was very boring to drive through. Vermont was amazing to drive through. And it was hills, like you saw some of our first video driving down Bliss Road, the road down the bluff. It's a lot of hilly roads, but the historic buildings to drive through or around are just amazing. But I made it as far out east as the Hamptons. I actually got to go to Hampton Beach. And I do have a cousin now that lives in Maine. Ironically, I have a cousin that lives in New Hampshire, and I have a cousin now that lives in Maine.
Different sides of the family.
Different sides of the family, and hopefully I can get out and visit him and see him, and he can take me through Maine. Well, Tim, if you want to look me up, it's Bobbie J. Grubb, Grubb, on Facebook. And if you have Troy or somebody, you can look me up that way too.
Now, for me, the farthest east I've been is Washington, D.C. I was out there for a week when I was 17. And it was for what was called the National Young Leaders Conference. Basically, a chance for people of that age to kind of experience what D.C. is about and then learn more in depth about government and how government actually works. I learned a lot. I had a great time. I met some wonderful people out there. I've also been to New York State. My mother was originally from the Buffalo area. My uncle and my cousins live out in Rochester. We visited them when I was very young. My first flight was at age 4. I don't remember much of it. I don't remember much of the trip, but that was my first flight out there. And then I've been as far west as Portland, Oregon. So this will be my second time over the Rockies tomorrow. I'm excited about that. I mean, I've seen it. It's beautiful. I want to see it again, obviously. But, you know, if it's to the point where either she can see out the window or I can, I'm going to let her see out the window because...
We'd have to lean over whoever's...
If there's anybody in that seat.
If there's anybody in that seat.
We'll see once we get on the flight. But I was out in Portland. I was traveling with my college. The college that I went to at the time, I was part of the football team. I did all their video work. And we got... the team was contracted to play at Portland State for a game. So basically come in, you know, a cupcake opponent that they could beat up and then go on their merry way. But that was also very beautiful as well. The flight into Portland was gorgeous because you got to when you flew in, you actually came around and you got to see Mount Hood as you're flying in, and then they call it the Rose City, and it's beautiful.
Yeah, KT, if you come up here, we literally live in La Crosse, the same town as Troy, Regular Guy Barbecue. We're literally 10 minutes from his house. And Tracy Cakes is about 2.5, 3 hours if we meet up in the cities.
Yeah, it's probably, the cities are about halfway for both of us.
Yeah. So, but, yeah, I mean, traveling wise, I've been as far. She's bringing cupcakes or cake.
That's fine.
Yeah.
Fat guy loves cake.
Yep. I've been as far west as Idaho. I've hit Yellowstone, Glacier. I've been up into Canada for Glacier. But I've been in the little hook of Idaho that is right near Yellowstone. I've been as far south as Hutchinson, Kansas, or Memphis, Tennessee. And that was with
I
him.
loved Memphis. I want to go back.
So we're really
now,
trying to travel.
As far the farthest south I was when I was 16, Spanish Club, we took a trip to Mexico. So we spent some time in Cancun and Merida, and that was beautiful. Again, want to go back. The one day we had scheduled to go to Chichen Itza, I was in the middle of one of the worst bouts of food poisoning I've ever had. It was just awful. So I had to spend most of my time sitting in the shade drinking water with lime.
See, Hutchinson, Kansas, I was there at the fairgrounds. Beautiful fairgrounds. Me and my dad took a trip for the NTA convention, and as we're coming from out of Kansas City heading towards Topeka, the sky went from blue to purple to black. Just as we turned to head down south towards Hutchinson, we basically saw a tornado start forming. It was 100-mile-an-hour winds blowing semis off the road. And just me and my dad, and I had to laugh because I'm like, we are in the middle of Tornado Alley, and that's one thing I want to do.
Yes, that is
One thing I
that
wanna
is a
do.
MidwestCapade we are definitely going to be doing at some point. We are going to do a tornado chase.
I have a friend that's a storm chaser, and I'm hoping to hook up with him one time and do a storm chase. So, or both of us anyway, because actually doing a tornado chase is expensive.
Yeah, well, you think of all the specialized equipment that you're traveling with, too.
Yeah, well, I mean, plus you're guaranteed not to see a tornado, so.
Pretty much.
Yeah, so, I mean, plus it was 100-degree heat, and you had to go into the buildings to get air conditioned, but, I mean, it was it was a 5-star hotel, pretty much 5-star hotel fairgrounds that I've ever been to. I would say the worst one, it's a tie between Ohio and Indiana for fairgrounds, staying at a fairgrounds. And that's just because there wasn't doors on the stalls. So you saw everything, especially when you're trying to shower. That was not fun.
Well, you've never had the joy of using a piss trough. That's all I got to say about that.
As far as Missouri, Tim, my brother got so tanked in Missouri. He got up on the table during the live band and started doing a striptease. It was the best thing ever because my mom and dad are sitting there egging him on. My dad was the one that double dog dared him. So
You should have held off with the triple dog dare.
all I know is he spent the rest of the ride home the next day with his head in a bucket, passed out in the back seat.
I can't imagine being that hungover and having to ride in the back seat of any vehicle.
And that was in Columbia?
Yes, Columbia, Missouri.
I believe. Columbia, Missouri. It was the fairground. It was the biggest city. It's the city where they do the Amish, a lot of Amish, kind of run to there. I'm pretty sure it was Columbia.
Columbia's the state capital.
I don't remember it being the
So
state capital.
if it's a state fairground, it'll be Columbia.
Yeah. It was kind of just like almost north central of the state. It was the funniest thing ever, though. Those conventions are the best time ever. Last one I was at was in Indiana, I think. We were in Goshen, Indiana.
Oh my Goshen.
Huh?
Oh my Goshen.
Yeah, we were in Goshen, Indiana for the last convention there. And that was when the I-35 bridge collapsed in Minneapolis. I believe. That was the last one I was at. Hence why I want a pet skunk. That's my next pet.
I've been drunk at that fairgrounds. I imagine a lot of people have been drunk at those fairgrounds.
That was... Oh, we have good friends. Every convention that we meet up with some friends. We camped with friends from Kansas. And they were from Illinois, but now they actually moved down to Mississippi. And it's a big drinking fest. But the friend from Kansas, his wife was in the tent putting the grandkids to bed, and he was out by the campfire, and he was just trying to butter me up and sweet talk me. And then he was trying to call his son to come and meet me. It was quite a fun time, and his wife's in the tent just laughing, and then he apologized, because all he did was take a shot of Honey Jack. I think we were passing around the bottle of Honey Jack at that time. Yeah, it was the funniest thing ever, and he was apologizing the next morning so bad, and I'm just like, what do you have to worry about? You didn't do anything wrong, so... But, yeah, my brother got double dog dared to get up on the table and start doing, like, a little dance. And he started stripping. So... Oh, the chat went quiet.
I've done a few wacky things after imbibing some adult beverages in my time, too. But that's a story for another day.
I think I've traveled more than he has. So.
And that's true. A lot of times, well, my dad was a school teacher, so we didn't get to travel much on the off season. And then during the summer, we'd maybe go to a relative, go visit my grandpa for a week or so. But summertime is when we were all playing ball. And...
He's from the state of Iowa, so...
My hometown's a small town, not too far from Dubuque. Love that area.
Not too far from Dyersville. The Field of Dreams. If you've seen the movie. It's a big horsefly.
Eat him.
Just don't let him bite me.
He's a dead horsefly now.
But, if you ever seen the movie Field of Dreams, he's not too far from that.
20 minutes. I could have gotten from my parents' house to the front door of the Field of Dreams in 20 minutes.
Yep.
It was a beautiful area. Beautiful farmland area. Spent a lot of time in Dubuque. It's just moved from Charles City. Been there a couple times for state speech and for marching band competition in Charles City one year. Corn Hustler? No, that's Nebraska. I tell you what, there is nothing better than picking an ear of sweet corn at 2 o'clock in the afternoon and boiling it up and eating it at 6. If you haven't done that, then you haven't lived.
Well, and he's not... What are you a fan of for football?
Iowa Hawkeyes.
No.
Oh, Indianapolis Colts.
So I was okay marrying him because his NFL team was the Indianapolis Colts. It wasn't the purple Vikings from Minnesota.
Or Doubt Bears. There are a lot of Bears fans in the area where I grew up.
There's can't do Bears.
A good amount of Vikings fans there, and there are some Packers fans as well. Maybe a few Chiefs fans thrown in from time to time. I think you'll probably see a lot more now that they're a lot more successful. Your show me state. I don't know.
What are you going to show me, Tim?
Yeah, I don't know if we want to see that. But no Bears fans. No.
Well, Mora's a Bears fan.
My team was absolutely terrible during the time when the Bears were actually real successful in the 80s, so that just really sucked.
Tracy, the only purple I wear is Prince purple. I don't wear Viking purple. Prince purple. My friend lives in the cities, and I told her if I ever catch her wearing Viking purple, she can no longer be my friend. She married a Viking fan, so she gets to wear Prince purple. That's it. Eric's a Bucks fan.
Okay.
Friend of ours' son is a Bucks fan, too.
I would rather they go back to the old creamsicle uniforms. I love those a lot more. With Bucko the Pirate, the gay pirate.
I can't cheer for the Bucks because they got Tom Brady. I'm not a Tom Brady fan.
But I'm okay with it because they have Iowa's Tristan Wirfs.
No Vikings, only winners. Steelers. I have a friend that's a Steelers fan too. I'm a Packer fan, born raised Packer fan. My secondary team, I have a second team I always root for, and that's the New Orleans Saints. And that's just because their training camp used to be up here in La Crosse. And they would actually go to my great aunt and uncle's bar and hang out. And my great uncle got sick and was in the hospital, and the head coach of the New Orleans Saints called and talked to him on the phone while he was in the hospital. And they send him tickets and fly him down for games. So I'm a New Orleans Saints fan too, because of that. And I will admit this: Drew Brees is the only quarterback I root for. It is, isn't it?
Eric, I understand totally. I've been a Colts fan since they were still in Baltimore. I'm that old. And so, yeah, a lot more lean years than good ones. That's why the good years, you enjoy them a little bit more. And, after Peyton Manning left and, they were, they're going to be terrible again. I'm like, well, we had, as fans, we had a really nice run for 12, 13 years. You may not get that on, for a lot of time after that, but it's been up and down. But hey, it's just football. It's not life and death.
Yeah, I actually root for a lot of teams. The only team I won't root for is the Patriots. I can't stand them. I'm a diehard baseball fan too. It was really hard not to go to baseball games, because we do have is it a minor league baseball team here in town? Or not minor
It's
league.
a college wooden bat league.
Yeah,
It's not affiliated with Major League or minor league baseball at all. It's a summer league.
But we have a baseball team here in town, and it was just so hard not to go to a baseball game. I couldn't. I had a hard time watching football and baseball just without fans in the stands. But I root for pretty much
Anybody but the Yankees is what she says.
Yep, anybody but the Yankees. I don't know why. And Dodgers. I'm kind of iffy towards Dodger fans too. Dodgers, but
that'll endear you to Tom Steidler, my brother-in-law. But I was a Yankees fan for a lot of time when I was younger. Then they signed Alex Rodriguez. I divorced myself from the team and haven't rooted for him since. Now I just enjoy baseball.
And our nephews play baseball, so hoping to get to see them play would be awesome.
Well, Robert's graduating. He's got a year of eligibility left. He's Division III out in Ohio, and Ben, I believe, has used up his eligibility.
But still, it'd be fun to see them play. One of my goals traveling is to get a picture in front of every football and baseball stadium across the United States.
It's a tall order. We haven't even done Minneapolis yet. We got 2 stadiums up there to do.
Yeah, I haven't been to either one of those stadiums, so.
Well, we've been fairly near the football stadium. We haven't been near Target Field yet.
We haven't gotten one in front of, well, it's really hard to say because I was going to call it Miller Stadium.
American Family Stadium.
American Family Stadium for the Brewers. We did get Green Bay. I've gotten a picture of the old St. Louis Rams Stadium. And that's because our hotel was across the street from it when we went to St. Louis. But that was the year they'd left. I've gotten a picture. It wasn't outside, and I got a picture outside of Busch.
Yep.
Got a picture outside of Soldier Field. Got a picture outside of Wrigley Field. He won't go to the White Sox stadium just to get a picture.
Nope. I don't. I like not being shot.
So, but we haven't gotten one outside of the Titan Stadium yet. But
not close up, but
yeah.
From a distance we got, and of course Lucas Oil Field.
Yeah, we got Lucas Oil.
Indianapolis. We're hoping to get over to Allegiant Stadium, the brand new Raiders Stadium out in Vegas.
Yep. So.
We ought to make a trip to Kansas City and hit Arrowhead and Royal Stadium at the same time because they're literally across the street from each other.
Yeah, Shay's sister, Shauna, took a picture of the stadiums for me.
Yeah.
And people can take pictures of the stadiums.
Boo Titans! Boo Titan down!
Hey.
Rivals.
I like the Titans.
Rivals. The flaming thumbtacks? No, thank you.
I like the colors. I think I root for more for the colors than I do the actual. I don't know why. I like the colors.
Now their helmet looks like a flaming fireball from the original Donkey Kong. We did get Soldier Field when we were in Chicago.
Yeah, we actually walked around the
50th.
whole. Yeah, we walked around the whole stadium.
Yeah, we were playing. They were playing Atlanta that day.
Yep, got to hear the whole game.
What part of Tennessee, Tim? Because we have been to Memphis, we've been to Nashville, so we enjoy those areas.
That's somewhere we've actually talked about moving down there. The weather's phenomenal.
Well, if they tear down Soldier Field, then we'll just have to get a picture in front of the new stadium outside in Arlington. Tracy, we went to Graceland for our honeymoon. It was beautiful. I highly recommend it. We actually stayed at the Heartbreak Hotel.
At the end of Lonely Street.
Yep.
It was at the end of Lonely Street. It was actually kind of a really good package, to be honest.
Yep.
We got the room.
It was the room, passes for both of us to do the tour. We got passes to go to most of the tourist stuff around
The
Graceland.
museums.
The museum, they did not include the tickets for touring the planes.
Yeah, so we got to see his car museum, his Hawaii. They had a little bit of his Mississippi, and then, I think it was Vegas also or something.
Yeah.
Like, there was, like, you get to go, it's kind of cool because they actually put you on a bus and then shuttle you across the street to the,
No, we didn't want to spend the extra to do the plane tour.
It was $70 just to tour the house, but you got to go at your own pace, because they give you a tablet and you just listen to on headphones, and it happens to be John Stamos, of course, that gives you the guided tour through. So we did that, but it was an extra $40 or $50 to tour the planes.
It was 70. It was 75. Yeah.
Yeah, it was like, so you could do the Lisa Marie, and they had Lisa Marie's plane there too, so you could tour both of them. But it was just so expensive. I collect charms, and a charm there for my charm bracelet was like $50. I mean, so.
All right, Eric. Thanks for joining us. We should probably be thinking about wrapping up too, so we don't interfere with Conky too much.
Yeah. So, any last minute questions? Pop them into the chat. Otherwise, comment on one of our videos, and don't, like I said, and we say every video, don't forget to like, subscribe, share, all that fun stuff. And we will be going live in Vegas. We don't know when, but we'll just take you on a walk down the strip, maybe.
I'm thinking probably we're going to do that. It's just walking down the strip.
Yep. So, I mean, there's so much to do, but we don't want to interfere with Conky's live too much to get, so people can go and see Conky's live. But, all
right. No other questions, and we are going to call this an evening. Thank you very much for joining us for a full hour plus.
Fremont at night.
Fremont at night. We might do that while right after we do the zip line.
Yeah.
That would be gorgeous. Just Fremont's gorgeous. We're really excited. We're less than 24 hours from landing.
Yep. And if you guys have any suggestions too, look me up on, we'll be creating a Facebook page, but look me up on Facebook, Bobbie Grubb, GRUBB, and we'll, don't be afraid to message.
Yeah.
And like I said, comment on this or comment on the page, and we'll definitely try to do something.
If we don't answer right away, that may be because we're on the flight.
Yeah. I mean, I hope you guys like this live, because we wanted to do something to introduce us a little bit and
see a little bit more of our personality than we've shown in the videos.
This won't be.
Welcome back, Eric. Yay!
This won't be our permanent live time.
No.
We haven't decided on a permanent live time yet. It's really hard to try to make sure we're not interfering with everybody else's live streams, because we know how important it is. Like, we love watching Jeremy and George's. We love watching Storage Legends, KT Treasures. We love watching theirs. So, when we go live, when we figure out a live time, we'll let you definitely let you guys know.
Definitely.
But, yeah. And hopefully we get to see some of your lovely faces. I was going to try to pop the link in the chat, but we'll probably, once we get our laptop figured out, do that then. That way you guys we can pop in somebody and you guys can come in live. It was kind of fun to see some faces and hang out with Nightmare Treasures last night. If y'all didn't get to see that, y'all.
She's definitely wanting to move south. All right, folks, we got to wrap it up. Thank you so much for joining us. Enjoy your weekends. We will be seeing you very soon from Las Vegas, Nevada. Thanks, everybody. Good night.
Bye, guys.